Welcome back to episode 4 of the Alchemy Factory One Plot Challenge series, and welcome back to One Last Turn. In the last episode, we got our advanced fertilizer up and running, so now we got a full belt of that going. We also ported some of our plant-based setups to use the nurseries, so now stuff like healing potions are flowing freely. We need to get our stuff downstairs. We need to set up the rest of the systems, and we need to make sure our shop is stocked. And how are we going to do that? Well, it's going to be a multi-step process. We need to get our belts from up here downstairs, mainly our coal belt, so we can have some setups going downstairs. We are gonna want to get the products that we produce up here. Right now that is pulleys as well as healing potions. Maybe also the steel, although we aren't making steel gears, so you can't sell steel, so that's right now. We also have glass, but we're gonna move glass downstairs as well. So this is mainly gonna be the plant-based stuff up here, I think, and then the more simple setups we're gonna have downstairs, so we don't have too many belts moving to the different floors. But how we're gonna get our products down, we are going to rework our stairs. Let's move this here out of the way. Gonna move it over here for later. We might even have to like flip it. We'll see. But for now, let's make our new stairs. You can take shelves, place them on the wall, and build a staircase. Now it's important that you place it on the wall first, because you can't just place a staircase down on the ground here. Additionally, you want to make sure that you put it on not the tile that you're going up, but the one just before, because otherwise you won't be able to have a zero clearance. What I mean by that is, it doesn't really matter for the bottom floor, but it won't be the smoothest step if you do it. But the important thing is that you need to do it up here, because otherwise you would have to have an extra tile here, and you wouldn't be able to actually walk up. Anyways, by moving the stairs, we have this space here where we can send vertical conveyors up and down the floors. I really want to reserve this space over here for money and for the infrastructure, so we will do the products down in the corner over there. That is going to be best, I feel. Let's do some more cleanup here, and we can move out of space. Let's just throw that in there for now. But I mean, this is gonna change once we get our coal down here, but that is okay right now. Let's bring our glass here. Let's cut. We will bring that over here. Something along those lines. And obviously we're gonna want to have a money belt get from upstairs. In some way we will have our coal belt. And we'll be moving things around more here to make everything fit, but that is the gist for now. So we have a little more space upstairs here. Let's take our linen setups and make those. Basically what we want is sort of like this setup. Just want to slightly tweak it. So let's see how the stuff go in here. It's from this angle. Put it here. And then we don't need to make ropes. Instead, we just need to make linen. Maybe we should flip this around. That might be wise. Cut this, flip it like that. Whoops. Don't think we'll be able to take this though, so we will just have to replicate it ourselves. That and then get our linen to go out there. But what do we want actually? Let's see. We want two setups because we want one for just making linen and we want one for making the bandages. 24, this takes 12. Maybe we just like double the production here instead actually. Let's move that out of the way. Take our stuff here. We need another seed. We need money for that. Have any? We have an urgent quest for some glass. Don't have our glass setup running, and we are missing one. Let's let's get some stone. I think that's mostly what we need. Of course, we need to set the furnace up to be running, but do have some coke powder. So we can't get a single piece of glass before the day ends. I think we should. Can't pass on an opportunity to get 200% market value. Okay, so we got our seed. We didn't get our seed. There we go. So we got our seed, and now we're getting twice this. This is going to be making some linen. Won't be needing this either. There we go. And let's just move that in here. Okay, so this is gonna be making linen, and you should be able to tile this out as much as you want in regards to how much linen you need, so that's pretty neat. And we should be able to split off as well. Then we would need to get our maybe we need to see how we get the other stuff down first before we lay the final touches, because there are a couple of things, a couple of possibilities. We could extend. I mean, first of all, let's just get this down here. You know, we're gonna need it. So that's that taken care of. But we could, there's two ways, right? We can take this and we can just lead it all the way over to something like here, and it will go down. Could do this. We don't want to do that. Okay. So we could do this. That's one way of getting it down. But then we also need to see. Let's say we wanna upgrade this at some point. Let's leave there's 3 and there's 3. So let's put this here, maybe. Could do this. For making the bandages. That wouldn't be too bad, I don't think. Just slightly annoying with having to cross this. But the width does allow us to move it. So if we do this, we could do that. Bandages here, maybe. Then how do we get potions? I think I want to have a buffer. Now we need to devise a way that we can also get more stuff. And maybe that way is just like this. Then we have something that goes on top here, and it also arrives on top down here. And we can take this out this way, and then we can take this out this way. That's good for one, but that also means we can't do... we can't have this one, because we would need that to transport stuff. I think maybe this is the one we don't have, and then we can just mirror this and like have stuff come out like that on a line here. I think this is gonna give us options for now at least, and I'm fine the amount of options it's gonna give us, and then we can always rework it later. Anyways, we got both linen and bandages working upstairs now. We just gotta move them downstairs, but we should then be able to take out this stuff. Whoops, not that. Take out this stuff as well. We want to see where do we want to actually have our shelves. want to have a potion shelf. We're gonna get our potions here for now. So where do we want to get our... where is it? The catapult. There it is. I mean, we can just do something like this, I think. Question is how... far does it need to be? I think that is gonna be fine. It's not gonna be the prettiest shopping area, but also we can probably rework that at a later point as well if we want. Right now, functionality matters more. Let's just, for now as well, get a double setup here. Let's get our vitality potions down as well. There we go. That gets us our vitality potions. We just need... what do we need? What is missing? Fertilizer. We just need to get the fertilizer up and running. So let's grab ourselves some logs. Let's grab ourselves some mushroom logs and get the fertilizer to run for a cycle. We can just do a half a run. Then when we have done this run, one thing I noticed is that I accidentally placed the advanced fertilizer one space too close, because we can easily get the money from the money belt into the bottom row, but there's no way to get the money up to the other rows. So we're gonna have to move it a step forward so we can get some vertical conveyor belts to lift the money. Let's also get a few coal running, so we know we have that. Let's check our... this is a bulk order. We just need some glass. Also need some glass for this one. We have a couple of days though, so we should get our glass production running and get those worked out. Let's see what we can do about that then. Steal a few coke so we can get this up and running while we're gonna set up these belts. Okay, so we want money to go up. Like that. And then we want to get our coal. Oops, not there. Coal to come down. Not all the way down though. From there and go in that direction. And let's see about the money built up here. How do we set that up? Probably to get rid of this and make sure that this one goes in both directions. Wait. God damn it. I know it's possible. There we go. Maybe let's just take this out temporarily. This one goes that way and that way. Maybe when we get this up here, it'll be easier. I can see it's definitely running that way. And then we also need it to run the opposite way. Can we take out this? Give me some space to work here. There we go. Now it's definitely going. Is it? No, it's not. Okay, now it's going in both directions. That's good because we want money on both sides and we don't have the room to do a circumference. And then we will get our coal down. There was just someone at the door, so I just lost my train of thought there for a second. Sorry about that, but we got our coal flowing downstairs here, which should mean that these setups now has the power, at least that they need in order to produce. So we already got a bunch of glass. And the next step is really just the money for this to be working full time, right? Maybe we want to move this around a bit so it doesn't fill as much in this direction. So it fills a little much in more in that direction, because we're gonna have probably this up here anyways. So that might make sense. And maybe move some stuff around with this setup as well, obviously. Obviously, this is gonna get thrown out because we don't need it to support itself anymore, which or maybe not, no, because this needs the charcoal powder to make, so that is needed. We just need to hook it up here to our coke belt. So we gotta get some more coal running to get this up and running. Why isn't this? Oh, this is just missing sand. Okay, yeah. So we got bricks and stuff like that. We could move that into to be sold. let's get our... This is where we're coming from. What are we missing? We are missing not the stone, because the stone is gone. We're missing the fertilizer. We're missing the fertilizer, and the fertilizer... It didn't get produced. I'm not sure what happened there. Why didn't it? Was it simply not enough? Let's get some more mushroom logs and see what happened exactly. And we can just do this. While we're doing that... Oh. We don't want this, so let's do that. Okay. We will try again then with the mushroom logs. I'll get some stone as well for various things. Could run this. And then we'll throw that one in there. And we'll throw one here as well. Yeah, so we should have fertilizer going out now. Maybe it was just that this belt in this direction for the rope and the pulleys was needed to be filled up more. Maybe it got thrown somewhere else. I'm sure this also took some of it and will be taking some of it. But we should see some vitality potions go soon. In the meantime, let's see about getting our pulleys downstairs. One could maybe... No, it's not long enough. So we can definitely get it to here. I would just very much prefer not having to go like so much over this. I guess one thing we could do was move the stairs to more like a midpoint. So we have some on one side of the stairs going down and some on the other side of the stairs going down. But then it will be less easy to get up. You know what? Let's just do this for now, so we can have it. So we can get it downstairs, and so that way we can get our satisfaction score up. We are gonna have to rework the pulleys anyway. We're also gonna have to add the rope just by itself. could do that over here. I am inclined to say it would make sense because we have some space for it. But we have to rework the pulleys because we won't be able to take the wood from this setup, because all of the wood in this setup is going to go into Saturn production, which we will be making in the next episode. We might get to it in this episode, but that is the next big thing. Once everything is up and running smoothly, then we will use all the wood production from this to make Saturns. Hopefully it can be done on this floor here, although I am sort of skeptical, and we might need to move the wood upstairs. We have 3 belts of wood, so we might need to do 3 belts of wood going upstairs, which would sort of suck, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. Okay, but we get pulleys down here, and we can take them out this way. I think it will make sense to have something here. Side here. Whatever we decide to go down here will be there, and whatever we decide to go here will be on this one. Okay, so we got pulleys. Got healing potions going. We got bandages. They should be coming out here. And then we need to get the linen, the rest of the linen. Just have it go up there. Cool. So that is... We're still not really getting vitality potions though. This should be getting fertilizer, at least every other one. So are they just selling so quickly that I don't see them, or what is going on? Obviously these are eating some of them, but it should be like equal split. But we did put a piece of stone here, and it has been used, so there must have been some produced. We just didn't see them. Okay, that is good. That is good to know. So what are we missing? We have, let's get some more stone for the mortars. So we have the gears and mortars, and we have the 2 potions. Let's just see how it goes. We have the 2 potions, we have gears, and we have mortars. We have linen and bandage and wooden pulleys. So we're missing rope, nails, bricks, and glass. So let's redo our bricks and glass so we can get those in here. Let's also move our iron setup that because we don't need it to produce its own fuel anymore. We can just have this little part be up here. But let's take out this. Let's see what we want to do here. If we take this, get the input for the furnace to be here. Then we'll need the sand input here. Right, so that's sand. And then we get furnace input here. And then we'll get glass to go out here. And we'll have it go there. And right now there is no buffer, but we do want to have a buffer, just a small one. So we will just put it here, and for now we will turn it because we have a lot of glass. Actually, we do need the glass, so let's not turn it because we have a few. We have a few orders here. Some more glass, some more pulleys. We should also set up a box for. Oh, we have a box for pulleys. Cool. So that is glass. Once we run everything again. Sweet. And to be fair, we might wanna have it go into this one. Can this hit? Yeah, it can hit if we go like this. This will go there. So we have glass. And let's put in some ropes here. Just for now, this will be nails. We have so many healing potions. Luckily we have some storage there. Cool. Okay, I did not think about how they would be doing that. That is funny. It doesn't matter. We will be redoing the shop at some point, putting some walls up probably, so we can have like proper area for shopping for the people, so that it doesn't look so weird. That doesn't matter. Let's put away some of the money. We are making quite a bit of money. It has mostly been the tasks, or quests, whatever you call it. So that is pretty neat, though, that we do have some capital. We're getting closer to the 500 silver that I want before I turn on the money belt. Okay. So that is the sand. We just need to run it. Now we have this. Can't sell the clay, but we can sell the bricks. So can we change this in any sort of meaningful way? We're back to selling our potions, decent amount of earnings, obviously a lot of quest rewards, but still like 54k just from our goods, which is nice. And we only had a little bit of expenses. Obviously not everything is running and we will incur more expenses, but 54k is pretty decent, I think, at this point. Now we know for sure that this needs to be moved out too, so that's gonna take up some space that we don't quite have. What can we do? What can we do? This. And move this. Then we can move this back a bit. Here. Now I don't really want to redesign it all, but that would probably happen in the future. Maybe when we get some different sort of, well, when you get the stackable crucibles, we can move the kiln up on top here, and that will make it easier for sure. Let's do that. Now, if we were to move this here, could make the output go there, the input go there. It's not the cleanest looking setup, but we did save a bit of room. We can also save this space here. Actually, we can save it a little more because we won't be using this. So we can just there we go. That is better. I think that leaves us enough room here, and it also makes sure that this is set up, so now what we just need... I would like to rotate this. We could rotate it. We can't move the space, so it doesn't really matter. But we could rotate this and avoid having this go down here. Just a few bells and stuff like that. So yeah, this just needs power, really. So let's get some coal running. Let's also just get some fertilizer running, and our satisfaction is up to 98. That is brilliant. Exactly what we wanted to happen, and we don't even have everything on the menu just yet. Oh, and we are up to 100, so everything is going good. We got our bulk orders. This one runs out today, so let's see if we can grab some glass. We'll just fill up some limestone, hopefully for the last time, before we get the money build up and running, but probably not. Probably we'll have to do it a couple more times, but not that. What was that? Okay. Never seen that before. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, so we got 2 leftover stone. Do we have anything upstairs that needs stone? I think might. Yep. Gotta remember to have this topped up as well for when running the fertilizer. But again, money belt will take care of that. Let's get this wall back in place. And let's get rid of as much of this as we can. Don't need this entire part. We'll cut that. We can put the logs to use over there. Let's just build this anew, I think. I just want to connect this like that, basically. Whoops. I think maybe I don't actually, because yeah, I don't want to connect it like that. Let's 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, I believe. Might be 4. Let's just give it 4 and we can always move it later. Let's do this here. Then we will put this guy like that. Setup so we can get some more. And this will be like that, and we can get it in like that. And we will also have some boxes One for iron and one for whatchamacallit. Throw in that and we'll get some iron going. But the reason for this is basically what you would do is you would have a purchasing portal for the first two. And then we would feed that into a catapult, which can send it up there. And I think this is the necessary amount of space because I don't think it can send it all the way. Okay, yeah, so we could move it back once, but it is not necessary currently, so I am not gonna bother with it. Cool. Let's get some of that glass and some pulleys and get our bulk order out of the way. A few more pulleys. This one. And then we have this one for in a couple of days, but it takes soap and we have not been doing soap yet. I think, let's see, we started not on day 19, so we were doing 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, so we have 2 more game days and a little bit. We could maybe do soap. That would for sure mean that we won't be getting the Saturn build on this floor, but that is probably fine. That is probably fine. Let's get some more stone for the vitality potions. Those are our biggest moneymaker when they run, so kind of want to get them running as much as possible. Let's also get some more rotten logs, get that running. As you can see, especially the rotten logs, but just in general, keeping things running is quite expensive. It runs up real quick. But of course, we're also making quite a bit of money, but that is why I am somewhat hesitant with adding the money belt, because we're just gonna be burning through money, even though we will be making money as well. Okay, so soap. Let's take a look here. What are we missing? We're just missing the ropes on the line. We got these, we got these, we got these, we got these. So just only rope that we don't have. Could add a dedicated rope system here probably if we wanted to, but I'm not gonna bother with that for now. Let's get some soap instead, I think. So let's see, can we see on the soap how much it takes, or what it takes? It takes some potash and some linseed oil. So not materials. It's already materials that we know how to process. Basically, we haven't made linseed oil, but it is just flax. Processed like the other fluids. So let's get soap. Oh, it's not Saturn, it's Jupiter. My apologies. Okay, soap. New goods. Plant ash, which we know is sage in a crucible. We got that going for our basic fertilizers, so that will be easy. And then linseed oil is flax in an extractor. So let's work backwards as usual. Oops. And let's see if we can't somehow fit it into this space over here. Did it say how do we make it in a blender? Whoops. That is the day. How do we do? Decent on the vitality potion money-wise, not so much on the quantity-wise, so hopefully that goes up. Only about 30,000 this time, and as you can see, we did a lot of spending, but with the quest rewards, we're still in a positive, so that is nice. But hopefully this spending will result in having better earnings the next day. So let's get the soap here. For a full build of soap, we need 8,000 linseed and 120 plant ash. And how much plant ash? Let's quick lime. This is plant ash. How much plant ash do we produce from one plant? Gives 120. Wait, how are we? If this does 120, why do we have 4 of these? That's 160. Do we need 160? No, we need 120. Why do we have this extra one? Okay, that is silly. I'm gonna leave it for now though, because I don't want to like basically wake up and realize that wait, is this wrong? 2, no, this is 40. Yeah, this is 40, 40, 40, so that's 120, and this is 40, 40, 40. Maybe they changed it? I'm so confused, because we don't need this at all. So that's just wasting fuel, basically. And additionally, we could do this as well. That's more compact. Obviously, we need to move this out still. Oh, sorry, I got completely confused there. Anyways, we need one. This is a setup for 120. This is a setup for 120. That is what I wanted to know. So we just would need one of these setups here. To get 120. Yep. There will be room for that. And then the linseed oil is flax in an extractor. So let's see. We just need one of these. And then like that. And let's get a flax seed so we can check it out. Just get 2 in case. Let's see what kind of quest we got. Just a random quest, but more soap. So, gotta get that soap up and running. Let's see here, flax, and we got some fertilizer there. This makes 3,000 on 60 and it produces 120, so that would be 6,000. For 1, we need 8,000. That is some ugly looking math. So if we go... No, because that's 3/4. So we need to get 3/4 of 120 plant ash. Which is... like 90. Can't get 90. We can get 80 or 120. So that's gonna be an overproduction of plant ash to one of these. And I think we're just gonna have to be fine with that, because alternatively we need to scale it up, and if we get 6, then next step here is 16, so that'll be 24, so we'd have to do a full build of soap if we wanted to, instead of a third of a build. We could do that, and we will probably do that in the future, but at this point in time, we don't have space in this little space, and we don't need soap that much. So I think for now, that's probably fine to not scale it like that. But that would be the play, right? Because then we do 4 nurseries with flax, and we do 3 nurseries with sage, and that ratios out. Cool. Let's just set up this simple one for now. And we'll also need the sage, and we have the room. We just need some iron. We have the space to just do like this, so I'm not gonna bother going vertical. Then we need our furnace. We'll have it here, so we can get the fuel in. Nope, that's too close though. We'll have it here, so we can get the fuel in. And it will come out of here. Put it up here. There we go, and we will just get it down here. Let's see, we could move it like that. Then our pipes. And then we have soap, and we will get this. And where do we want to stick our soap? we have like this and this? Yep, we do have room for that, so I think we're gonna do that. Here, and I think we will just rearrange slightly how these are handled. Then we get soap. Just need whoops, those the other way around. Cool. So that is soap. Again, we just need fertilizer. Let's steal a little bit for the production line here. Just so we can see that it works like we want it to. Plant ash, linseed oil, soap. And we get soap going downstairs. And we should also have a box on the soap. There we go. That way we can use it. Cool. Okay, so we got soap fitted into this little corner, only a third of the belt, but I think that should be enough for satisfying the customer base for now. Obviously it's gonna be a little short changed, if you want to say that, in comparison to the orders, but we're just gonna have to live with that. I think it's gonna be fine. Cool. That is everything, right? Except for the ropes. We still don't have ropes, but I think I am okay with that. So don't need the money belt to go all this way out. Now this should be completely empty, except for the wood here. So let's just move that in here for now. Then we should be able, okay, we do have some basic fertilizer, that's fine. We should be able to just take this and cut it and move it up one. Everything else should be fine. Cool. That leaves us the room that we want. Amazing. Okay. Let's pump out some more fertilizer. And I think actually let's get some purchasing portals and set it up. Also wanted some of these. Let's just throw away these seats. There we go. Let's set up some purchasing portals. We'll get some more money, set up the rest. And also I'm gonna wanna set these up. So we're gonna want some more of those as well. But for purchasing portals, oh, I stuck myself. Using these gelatinous grid locks, we can make sure that there's only room for one log. That way it won't spend too much money purchasing logs in the beginning. The flow through rate is going to be the same, but for the initial cost it's going to be lower. Obviously the wooden logs aren't the most expensive, but it's still like 40 grand ish extra that that we would need to fill up. So that is what that's for. And the reason that we have just one instead of that we have many instead of just one is we don't want these flowing on the on the belt. Obviously that's gonna mean that we have more money on the belt, but it won't be like an expense. We will just have a buffer of money. So I rather want it to be in that configuration, and obviously you could easily just do it the other way around. Instead of having a lot of money as a buffer, you have a lot of logs as a buffer. That's just completely fine. It doesn't really matter one way or the other in the grand scheme of things, except if you run out of money, you will be able to run over here and take some of that money buffer. You wouldn't be able to do that if you had already spent the money, because you can't convert back. We are on day 24, which is the last day of this episode. So let's see how much we were able to do. Want to complete this one for sure. But let's get our purchasing portals set up. We're gonna want 9 plus 3. We already got 1, so we need 11. And we need 8 more of these. That way we should be able to just feed money on the belt here, because we know there's nothing else money-wise on the belt in this direction that uses money, so we can just feed money in here, and that would mean that the advanced fertilizer setup gets a run. So I think that is where I want to start, because it gets tedious fast having to run back and forth purchasing this. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of this temporarily so we can access here. That is a good. We actually have a 10th one here. I almost forgot about that one. So we are gonna need one more purchasing portal and one more set of gridlocks. does get tedious running back and forth with this setup in particular, because it uses so many resources so quickly. So it just feels like you're doing it like all the time. You want to make sure that you go from the, because it's not actually connected otherwise. Cool, that way money goes in there, and then wanting to go up there. We wanted to go up there. Guess I couldn't do that. Okay, that's annoying. Guess we'll just do it manually. Okay, so that's all of those, and then we just need some more purchasing portals over here. They should connect automatically, and we want that to be limestone. Limestone is cheap, so don't really care about buffering those extra two. I don't, at least. Now let's hook up a box so we can throw in some money. I'm just gonna hook it up here so we save on the amount of money that's on belt. And I also sort of wanna see if I can't see here. This is the spot where it goes off. Oh no, it wasn't. There was one more. There's one there. So that should be the end of the road for that money belt, so we don't have too much money flowing there. And let's just see how much time we can get with nope, we should not have done that. We should not have done that. God damn. Where'd he go? Damn. Where did it go? The reason why I didn't want to do that is I wanted to do it in singles. In single coins. Where did it go? Guess we're gonna have to demolish this. Where'd the money go? That's crazy. What happened? No money has been spent by any of them. Did it just eat it? What happened? That's crazy. Can I have like an extra small? Nope. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Just lost 40 silver for no apparent reason. I have no idea where it went. That's really disheartening. Okay, but what I did want to do is make a bank portal. So let's get one more. We're gonna need it anyway later, so it's gonna be fine. And we can just destroy it, get our thing back for more purchasing portals as well. No biggie. I want a bank portal set to silver. Then we can have our little storage box. Let's just try with 10 this time. Okay, that's running. Where did the money go? For real though. It seems like they're... That is so weird. I've never experienced this. I mean, it is not so long ago that there was an update. Maybe the update like broke something. But this is only like 2 silver's worth. And these haven't gotten any money. So this is getting coal coke. What? How did coal coke get on the belt? Okay, so yeah, coal coke is on the belt. So how did... I don't know what I did. But that is definitely the issue. I can see it here as well. How did coal coke get on the belt? Oh my god. Don't have coal coke running anywhere. It ends its run here. And this doesn't connect. So pulling it up. so confused. You can't buy coal coke. We're not producing coal coke. How did it turn into coal coke? But this one has money. This one has coal coke. Okay, I'm gonna try 10 more and see what happens. It's almost like I should follow it as closely as I can, so we go through there. And it should split evenly, and it is. And it should come out here. And it is. So it should be added here. And it is. They're just broken now. Because they have coal coke in them. What happens if I do this? It doesn't accept the money still. What? That is so weird. I have no idea how that happens, but somehow that money transformed into coal coke. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in this game. Like, we just got 60 coal coke instead of our 40 silver. Okay. But yeah, they have coal coke in them. So we're gonna have to demolish them all and build some new ones. So what does it think that we bought? We didn't buy coal coke. Where's the coal coke coming from? Don't know why, but the copy recipe doesn't work right now for me, so it's also very nice. Maybe a restart of the game is warranted, to be honest. I am not gonna worry too much about those 40 silver. That, I mean, obviously it sucks. It's a day's worth, maybe not of progress, but of we got our money back. It's there because this is not divisible. So we got our money back. We didn't lose it. It just got stuck somewhere because there was coal on the line. Somehow there was coal on the line. I still don't know how or where it's coming from. That is also quite the concern. But did I do something weird here? This goes up. It should be fed from here. I really don't know. I really don't know. But it is definitely odd. Say at this point I would also very much like it if I could coal coke into the system. Maybe we can see it get passed along the belt then. It's running on belt 2 here. That was also a detail I had missed. Cool. But yeah, no, that ends there. So it's not getting... I don't know what happened, man. I don't know. But it seems to be fine now, so I think we're just gonna leave it at that. Let's throw a little bit more money on the belt and let's build back up these elevators. Money is flowing now. That's good. Cool, and let's get that wall back up. There we go. And they should all be running now. Yep. Well, there will be at least when they get enough money. We have those in there so they won't overcrowd. Let's throw just a little bit more in there so we can see. It's been about, we're through about like 70 something, 70 in there. And our wood buffer should be able to withstand it running for a little while, so that is good, because that is definitely what we are going to be doing in the next episode. I skipped right through the day ending and we went a little bit over because of that debacle, if you wanna call it that. I have no idea what happened with that coal coke, but definitely got me flustered and confused. Anyways, that's all for this episode. Next time we're gonna unlock the Jupiter and we're gonna build it hopefully in one setting in that episode, in those days there. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time, and it's time for just one last turn.